Thanks.
Well, we know that Minnesotans love their state. There's a lot of pride in our wild spaces. We have the lakes, the woods, the outdoor culture we know and love, and some of that is threatened by climate change, of course. We talk about that here on The Four, but people who are trying to be better stewards of what we have are out there, and some of those people are part of a group called Upstream, so check this out.
Upstream celebrates how special Minnesota is. Our lands, fields, forests, waters, and natural spaces, and shares stories of the people across the state who care for them.
I live upstream.
I live upstream.
I live upstream.
We are Minnesota Upstream.
We want to tell the stories of all kinds of people doing all kinds of brilliant work across the state. And by doing that, we know that we are going to inspire more people to do good work.
Upstream gives me a place where I feel like the small actions that I take every day matter in support of the place that my son will inherit someday.
I go upstream by taking care of the land that we farm on and doing what we love.
We grow all our produce right in our backyard. You hear the expression farm to table. In our home, it is garden to plate.
We think it's special here, and we'll fight to protect it.
There isn't an either or. We're all on one side, and that side is to keep making the place better for our children and grandchildren.
This is our place where we live, grow, and also we embrace what Minnesota has to offer.
I was born and raised here. I find this place extremely valuable. I want to make sure that we can take care of and pass this on for future generations.
Well, such a relatable video, and we are so happy to welcome Andy Goldman-Gray and Katrina Hanson to The Four today. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks,
and what an incredible video, because people can relate to this. Everyone loves our state, and we love the natural things that make it what it is. Talk about why your organization was formed and how.
Yeah, so a few years ago, some smart people came together, people from the left and the right and the center, people from outstate Minnesota and the cities and everywhere in between, and said, why is it that when everyone loves this state, is there so much conflict with when it comes to how we take care of it? So we went out and we talked to a bunch of people around the state, literally talked to thousands of people, did some polling, and what we found was that people share a couple of common experiences here, and we trust each other to take care of this place. Yet all the noise that we get is about, you know, either we have to choose one or the other, or my way is right or your way is right. And what we said was, when Minnesotans come together, when we tell stories and channel how we love this state, we build trust and connection and increase stewardship of these places that we love.
You refer to this as a culture revealing campaign.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So we did some polling that says 84% of Minnesotans trust each other to take care of this place that we love. So if you would just listen to the news, or if you look at social media, or maybe listen to groups that really care about the environment, it would seem like everyone was in fights all the time. And so the culture we're trying to reveal is that Minnesotans love where we live, and we want to steward it. So we want to trust each other when it comes to choosing the best practices and options that we have for taking care of these places that we love.
Yeah. Something that stood out to us, because we do talk about climate change and cover the weather so much here on The Four, something that stood out is that you kind of believe that Minnesota is not doing enough as a state, and we kind of just need to start taking actions now.
And we sort of saw that with the latest national climate assessment. Like, things are not going as fast as they need to.
Absolutely. And you're not waiting for lawmakers to make moves. Talk about the action items that people can get involved in right now.
Yeah. So we're working on amplifying the stories that Minnesotans are already doing, because we want to inspire that through our storytelling.
Fantastic. What are people doing? I'd love to know.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to go out and meet.
And where do you get these stories from, too?
Yeah, the stories come from all over the state. So we go out and we interview people about the things that they care about and how they experience our natural places, and then what they're doing to care for it. And that might be sustainable farming practices. It might be, if you're recycling one thing today, maybe it's composting food scraps the next. But it's always about taking that next step in your stewardship journey. And all of our stories start with three really simple questions. What are the places that you love? How do you experience them, or how do they show up in your lives, and then how do you care for them? So if I were to come talk to you, I'd say, Erin, what's your favorite natural place in Minnesota?
I love the North Shore of Lake Superior.
The North Shore. And so many people do. That's one of the common experiences that people have. Yeah. And how do you use it? Like, what do you do up there?
Go for a hike.
Hike, yeah. Ski.
I feel like I'm
go for a drink.
Yes, go for a drink.
Have
go
a drink.
For a hike.
V-Grade Distillery is one of our partners. And then what's one thing you do to care for it?
I don't leave any trash when I go for a hike.
Yeah.
Leave no trace, leave nothing behind.
And so that's really apparent to you, but maybe someone else that's never been to the North Shore is going to go up there for the first time and they say, you know what Erin does? Erin takes care of her place by picking up trash when she goes or not leaving something there. So it's these things that we all do that we think are sort of apparent to everyone, that when we tell stories, when we amplify those stories, people can really get on board and do more. And that works on an individual level, but it also works in a community and a corporate level as well. That's why the stories we tell are sort of personal but relatable to everyone and on a whole different scale from individual to community wide.
So I'm glad you brought that up. That's one thing that scientists have a bad time doing, telling their own story and making it meaningful. As a scientist, I say that with my eyes wide open. But this story aspect of it is kind of a game changer, right? Because it brings the big scary topic down to a personal level that people can connect with.
Exactly, like you said, a lot of people are trying to tell you what to do, but Upstream wants to inspire you by showing you what Minnesotans are already doing.
Yeah, well, it's a wonderful project. We're so happy to learn a little more about it today and to have you guys in.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here.